Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Real Talk. I'm Aaron King, alongside me is my guests and our fellow friends here at Real Talk, Bobby Horton and Emmitt Thomas. How you boys doing?
It's good to be back, bro.
Hey, been waiting for this. New year, new me.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been about a month since we've done a Real Talk here. Quick shout out to everybody that's been helping us, in the off season as well as starting this up. We've had our in-house producer right now, Will Pressnell, is in the house live switching us, so that's awesome. We also have Steve Sawyer and Nathan Pearson helping us out in the background as well. Also, we'd like to give a quick shout out to 91.9 FM for allowing us to use their studio for this show, and thank you, Doc V, for letting us do this as well.
Most definitely.
So, boys, we've had a pretty big game recently. The Super Bowl just happened, and if you didn't know, there was a little ball game played the other day, and Eagles-Patriots. And I'm sad to say I put money on the Patriots because luckily it was only $5, so I didn't lose much. If I have to spend $5 to see the Patriots lose, I would gladly open my wallet's open. My wallet is open to anybody.
So disrespectful, man.
I truly thought that New England were sure to win the game. I just could not see them losing.
I can.
Until the game started, of course.
I seen the vision.
And I think Chris Collinsworth saw every potential in New England as well.
Chris Collinsworth has to be a Patriots fan.
Has to be.
He has to be.
He might have been a Bengal, but I think he's a Patriot on the inside.
He has to be.
I mean, every time that Tom Brady was down, he never talked about how the Eagles might have been doing something right. It was always, the Eagles, this might not be a catch, or he probably didn't get both feet down.
Right.
It's like, okay, I mean, the catch.
It just seems so biased.
The catch in the back of the end zone was close.
The Zach Ertz one was clear-cut touchdown.
Clear.
Yeah.
So clear. I mean, he caught the ball, took 3 steps, established himself as a runner, crossed the plane. Doesn't even matter that the ball fell out of his hands.
Exactly. He crossed the plane. Once you cross,
and he recovered it.
Once you cross that plane, that's it. It doesn't matter about the ball hitting or coming up or anything. So
it just seemed like he was trying to make comparisons to the Jesse James catch earlier in the season, and to me, that's 2 different scenarios. Jesse James catches the ball. Yeah, Jesse James catches the ball. To me, I still think it's a touchdown. But to the rules, to be consistent, it's not.
Yeah.
He catches the ball, and in the same motion of catching the ball, he's diving back into the end zone. There, I can see he's not establishing as a runner, and he's just not really making a move.
Exactly.
But to me, I feel like diving for the end zone, I feel like that's a playmaker move.
He took 2 or 3 steps and then dove.
Right.
And he only dove because there was a defender there. If that defender wasn't there, he literally just would have walked into the end zone. So
dust his hands off like that.
It was a no-brainer for me. I didn't even get the confusion, the dialogue about it. But hey,
there's not too many times that we see New England go into a Super Bowl and not have the lead for pretty much the entire game. You just don't see that. You don't see that very often.
The Eagles just came out firing, man.
They did.
On all cylinders, running the ball, passing the ball. Like, of course, Brady throwing for 500 yards sticks out.
He broke his own record, man.
Which we'll get into, but the Eagles just had a balanced attack. Foles played a complete game, 300 yards passing, and then you have 164 on the ground. And plus the ball was just being well distributed. I mean, Aguilar was making plays, Clement. It was just a lot going on. I didn't think they were gonna come out able to just. You couldn't have told me before the game that the Eagles could win a shootout against Brady. You just couldn't have told me. Not with Foles.
See, me personally, I was rooting for the Eagles. They came out.
Everybody.
I was rooting for them too. I'm just going off a pass.
But
pass.
What I believe in, to me, I believe in the Patriots. They defense not really. To me, their defense is not a threat. That's to me. A lot of people believe they are, but they got several injuries. I know that. But to me, I mean, the Eagles are high-flying. Eagles came in as underdogs. They already knew what was up. They already knew the game plan. Everybody was against it. Like, if you really watch the game and listen when the Eagles came in to Meek Mills, listen to the whole crowd, like, it seemed like everybody in the stadium was rooting for the Eagles. They already knew what, Tom Brady's going to get his yards.
Yeah.
Everybody know that. Tom Brady's going to do Tom Brady things. It was just on their defense, and their defense didn't really show. They couldn't stop nothing.
Quick fact, did y'all know that 1 out of every 1 Patriots fan is a bandwagon? I just thought that was an interesting fact. I read that the other day on, interesting. Yeah, interesting.
I got a Randy Moss jersey.
Oh, do
in
you
New
really?
England, though.
Hold on, guys.
But I was strictly Randy Moss. I'm not a Patriots fan, but I have a Randy Moss jersey.
That's respectable.
Quick moment of silence for Brandon Cooks, please. With 5 seconds.
R.I.P.
Okay. We're good. Back to the show.
Ref.
I'm
Brandon
dead.
Cooks. Now, another question that got brought up was, do you think the Super Bowl would have played out any differently if the Patriots had Brandon Cooks the entire way?
No.
No. I don't think so either. Why do you think not?
Brandon Cooks is a speedster, and he can take the top off of defense, but he's not just an elite. He's not a Julian Edelman type, or, like, he doesn't just change the game completely.
You don't think Brandon Cooks is elite?
Not to me.
Not right now.
Not this he wasn't.
You think he will be?
No, when he was playing with
Drew
Saints,
Brees, he showed
elite.
showed flashes of eliteness, but this season he hasn't. I mean, he just hasn't been that. He hasn't done what I thought he was going to do for this offense. I was like, oh, they got Brandon Cooks. Goodness, Super Bowl, book a win. Like, it wasn't that with him. I don't know if it's his pass catching or what, but he just isn't as elite as I thought he would be in this offense with, Josh McDaniels, Gronk, Brady, all these. I'm just thinking Hogan. You would think he.
But with the Saints, you really only had Brandon Cooks and Michael Thomas.
Boom.
That was it. That was really it. And so he was able to get those catches to make him look elite. But now that he's on a program that has receivers, just bursting at the seams, it's tough to find catches. That's why a lot of people think it's tough to be a Steeler, because it's almost to a point they have too much talent.
They do.
And
they do.
That's why a lot of people think they're not doing so well, because they have too much talent. They can't just find one scheme and stick with it. Like if you had like
Juju,
Le'Veon,
Le'Veon.
Yeah. So it's tough. To me, it's tough to think about a team that's like you're losing because you're too good. What? What? I feel like that Russell Westbrook. What are you talking about, man?
I mean that's possible.
Right.
We've seen that several times. Like, not trying to change the subject, like in the NBA, the Cavaliers for a change.
Yeah.
Look at all that firepower. Still copping L's.
Yeah, I know it. It's crazy. It's
why
crazy.
the face, Emmitt? Come on now. Why the face? I gotta use it as a meme or something.
You just
disgusting.
back to football.
Yeah, disgusting.
That was crazy. So let's talk about what play really stuck out to you guys. And when I say that, years down the road, when we're in Super Bowl 68.
Oh, I got
when somebody says, you remember that Super Bowl between the Patriots and Eagles, and the Eagles won? What's the first play that pops in your head?
Nick Foles as catching that was a gutsy play call.
The quarterback Nick Foles
gutsy
catch?
play call, and they perfected it. Like,
yeah.
he
could have been Tom Brady.
You can only do that play out of shotgun. He goes out, like as if he's audibling, and then he gets set and a flanker. They hike the ball. He runs around. He just wild. It was just a perfect play.
It was
at the perfect time. And that play, just that pretty much, that was like something I'll forever remember.
I agree totally with him. Like they say, he was a basketball player. That's just like a jump ball, a rebound for him, pretty much. So
it kind of summed it all up to me. The one play.
What's up?
Fumble?
The Nick Foles catch. Not Nick Foles. Sorry, not the. You guys were just talking about that.
Exactly.
The Zach Ertz catch. Sorry, the Zach Ertz catch. And I say that to say this.
Oh, I know, Zach. I know where you're going with this.
Because I think we talked about this in our class together
I know
just
where
the
you're
other
going
day.
with this.
And I was just thinking about this the other day. To me, it's the perfect symbolic play of the Eagles and how they did this season. Nick Foles gets the ball in a very clutch situation, has to make a play. Zach Ertz is on a quick slant, okay? Nick Foles delivers. He delivers the ball just like he did in all the playoffs this year. He delivers the ball right where it needs to be. Zach Ertz, the most dependable receiver, tight end in the league right now. Eagles could say probably the most dependable team. They're the most consistent team on both sides of the ball. So is Zach Ertz is probably the most consistent tight end in the league right now. And then the dive to jump over, or you could say as an Eagle, to fly over the Patriots You have Zach Ertz has one guy to pass to get into the end zone to win the game, and that's a Patriot. And he jumps over him or flies over him. Fly, Eagles, fly. He flies over him. Don't laugh at me.
Nah,
You know, that was
continue
beautiful.
on, man.
Or you could say, cry, Brady, cry.
Either one.
I like the second one.
But then he dives in the end zone, hits the ground, ball pops up. He doesn't stop playing. He's still, while he's on his back, while the ball's in the air, he's still trying to get after the ball. And, he catches it, touchdown. To me, and then they win the Super Bowl off that one play. To me, that's the perfect symbolic play of their entire season, of that Super Bowl, and that's the play I'm going to think about. I mean, to me, it was just
Showed how much they wanted.
It was stunning. It was stunning to me.
I like Brady's reaction to that fumble. I just like kind of seeing Brady like, I might lose.
Yeah.
Like, and rarely do you see Brady get rattled. If you run that replay back after that fumble, you just looking like, man, that might do it.
That just shows how clutch the Eagles are. I mean, seriously, that was the one time all night. Now they've hit Brady all night. They hit Brady all night,
Right.
without a doubt. But that was really the first time they got to Brady. The first time, the only time they got to Brady was the game changer. That was really the game ender.
Yeah.
Big
It
time
really
players
was.
make big time plays.
And we were just talking about this too right before. But I also thought it was interesting. Derek Barnett.
Oh yeah.
We all know I'm a big UT fan, unfortunately. So
Roll Tide.
it's a tough life to live. But we're turning it around.
Interesting fun
Come on,
fact.
Pruitt. But Derek Barnett, to me, has a lot of parallels with Reggie White. We all know who Reggie White is. Reggie White goes to University of Tennessee, breaks sack records, tackle records, just sets them all. And they still stood to years and years later. And then he goes to the Packers and wins the Super Bowl, goes to the Eagles and becomes a legend. Of course, he's really a legend for both teams.
Right.
But he was on the Eagles, a legend. And then you have Derek Barnett, graduated last year, broke all of Reggie White's records, got drafted by the Eagles, and was the guy to recover the fumble and win his first Super Bowl.
So, are you trying to predict that he's going to the Packers next? He's going to be a legend in the Packers?
Now, that would be interesting.
if that happens, I'm
That
gonna
would
have
be
to scratch my
interesting.
head. But
That would
I
be
definitely see that as interesting.
I just think there's a lot of parallels there. There's a lot of parallels there, and I think that has a lot of good omens for his future. I really do. I mean, he's to come from a mediocre program like the University of Tennessee to hop in to a starting role on arguably the best defensive line in football and be making plays like he has been all year. I mean,
speaks volumes.
I mean, seriously. I mean, he's got a bright future ahead of him, barring injuries. But,
Would y'all take Jacksonville, Philadelphia's defense?
Philly.
Philly?
I would take Philly. Calais Campbell's good. Don't get me wrong.
Defense
And
as a whole or defensive line?
Defense as a whole.
Jacksonville.
Okay, I was.
I
thinking
kind of
the same thing.
like Philly. They
I
to me
gotta
they come up clutch
I gotta take Jacksonville.
They're too clutch to me.
Reason why Jacksonville lost against the Patriots because nobody don't want to see Jacksonville go to the Super Bowl. They rather see Brady go.
And I'd much rather a stout defensive line that can pass rush. Because to me in this league, if you can't pass rush, what are you doing?
That is true.
I mean, the Titans did pretty well pass rushing, but at the same time, if you don't get to the quarterback and you give NFL quarterbacks as much time as they want,
Pick you apart.
yeah, they'll throw it all over you. So, I really like the defensive line pressure that the Eagles can provide. That's why I'd probably pick, and they've got positions elsewhere on the squad that can
Definitely.
hold it down. So I'm
Jenkins.
yeah.
Jenkins.
I mean,
Yeah.
Ask Cooks about him.
So, next topic: does this what future of the Patriots? Are they coming back? They coming back to the Super Bowl?
I don't.
When, next
I
year?
don't. I don't think
This
so.
coming up
I
year?
think.
No.
I think the Patriots will be. Of course, they're always going to be in the mix as far
Yeah.
as AFC
As long as Bill and Brady are
contenders.
there.
Definitely.
yeah.
But Super Bowl, I feel like they're going to have a little drought for the Super Bowl for a while. I don't.
Which
think,
is good. I think a lot of
which
very
is
good.
phenomenal.
Finally, maybe Alabama can do it.
Hey, bro, let's chill out, bro. Come on now. Which you with the quarterback that's calling the shots now. I don't think
you guys have a bright future again, which sucks.
Which sucks.
So,
oh goodness.
This is kind of an interesting topic to me because now that the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator for the Patriots are both gone at the same time, now they have to find 2 more guys who can run Bill Belichick's offense, which is really not that difficult. I mean, sometimes I feel like I could step into Brady's role and throw some screens and slants and, become one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But that kind of, sheds some light on just how good these guys really are because they make it look that easy.
They do.
They make it look that easy.
You know what? I believe the Patriots might mess around and scoop up Malarkey.
Really?
For what?
For what?
They need somebody with
Why?
experience.
A massage therapist or something? Somebody who doesn't see the field? They're going to snag Dick LeBeau?
The only reason you get Malarkey.
I don't know what made me say that, guys.
Yeah, please retract that statement. Hey, bro, we were qualified for our opinions, and you just kind of just put that.
I stay quiet.
So Philadelphia wins their first Super Bowl with Nick Foles. What happens? Do you think Carson Wentz takes the reins next year or Nick Foles?
Take a seat.
Personally, I don't see them not bringing Carson back. And with the season, Carson was an MVP front runner.
Yeah.
Prior to the ACL injury, the guy was making plays. Brady won MVP, but I feel like had Carson finished the season out, he would have easily won MVP. Mm-hmm. So, at his age, Carson's, he was just in his second year, right?
Yeah.
So
sophomore season.
So with that being said, Foles has definitely displayed talent that a lot of us forgot he had. We forgot that Foles was a Pro Bowler at one point.
Yeah.
Well, when you get Jeff Fisher as a coach, you tend to lose games. You tend to fail. So Foles is still definitely a player, which he displayed in the Super Bowl. Because he was what impressed me the most about him, he was just so poised. Super Bowl, he's hanging in the pocket, he's moving around, he's just slinging it. he was out there chunking the ball. But I still feel like Carson's still their guy regardless because that's the guy they drafted. That's their franchise. So what I feel like will end up happening is they try to get something for Foles.
And the Eagles really looking at Carson coming back off the injury, how he's going to be coming out. Because, some quarterbacks can come off the injury, especially like that, like nothing happened. But some can't. So they just really trying to see how he comes off. Like if he comes off.
Look at Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
They're thinking he might not even come back ever. They already put him on the unable to perform list. They already put him on that list for next season. For next season,
he needs to retire. Like
that's why it's shocking to me that McDaniels took that job because it was like Luck isn't even.
He doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Unless he just wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he took that quarterback. He took the job because they already have an experienced old Patriots quarterback.
Oh, you talking about Brissett?
Yeah, he already know their system. He can be, to me, he can be decent.
Brissett isn't bad, though. I kind of see where you're going with that. I can see that.
I feel like there was more like pieces in place for the Titans, though.
For him?
I feel like there was more of a complete squad with the Titans than the Colts.
We'll get into it.
But you want to show that you can build your own team without having to have a team already.
Right.
Titans anybody in the league knows that the Titans can be a threat. They just not going to accept it. It's obvious.
You're not going to accept it with Malarkey as a coach. You just won't.
Yeah, exactly. The media is not going to pay no attention. Like, come on now, Malarkey.
This guy's still running the ball first in 2018.
Wow.
Let's go back to the Nick Foles thing real fast. What team would really want him? Because I think Phil Wood in our class had a good point about ACL injuries. You really don't know what you're going to get out of each person because with a quarterback, that is a significant injury.
And Carson Wentz used his legs majority of the play.
Exactly. So that's a significant injury that could end up – a lot of people could take roughly a calendar year to come back from an ACL tear like that, especially if that's like a plant foot. That's a lot to have to come back from. And if that's a calendar year, he's coming back. He got injured in November – it was November time frame, right? He got injured in November. That means they're going to have somebody, Nick Foles, to try to carry the season, the
If
whole season.
if Dr. Andrews did Wentz surgery, he'll be fine.
You think so?
Same. I mean, remember when AP tore his leg up? Andrews does a surgery, MVP season.
Yeah.
Quick recovery, everything. It's about the right. Of course, it varies from person to person, but with the medical staff that and doctors people have these days in the NFL, I feel like he'll bounce back.
Do you think they keep Foles as a solid backup like the Patriots did with Garoppolo?
I feel like that would be the smartest move.
That's the smartest move. But
in the game of the NFL, I just feel like a lot of owners just try to get something for him.
If he's money hungry, he'll
I mean, he was a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he'll leave out.
I don't know.
He'll probably go to somebody
Super Bowl MVPs don't really want to ride the bench.
Vikings, maybe the Vikings, because Case Keenum, him and Teddy Bridgewater contracts.
I mean, you have Buffalo needs a quarterback.
Buffalo needs a quarterback too.
Miami needs a quarterback.
You don't think Buffalo's going to stick with Peterson?
No, negative. Didn't they got like 5 picks in the first half?
Yes.
Well, that was also his inaugural game though.
Yeah, but
and 5 picks. 5, not 1.
Ben
2,
Roethlisberger
3.
is a Hall of Famer. He threw 5 picks against Jacksonville.
I mean, that's Big Ben. That's a different type of offense.
He also had already proven himself.
Yeah, Big Ben.
This guy's just out here. I mean, think about it. They benched one quarterback, put him in, and he throws 5 picks. But I
think it's safe to say that anything that Buffalo doesn't work.
Pretty much.
It's
Buffalo.
I mean, hey, I liked it because they finally broke their drought too.
Yeah,
their playoff drought. So there you go.
Their playoff drought.
Another big topic I want to get to before we move into more Titan talk for just a minute. Kirk Cousins is the big story. Alex Smith has already been moved from Kansas City to Washington. They're not going to have 2 big-name quarterbacks, so where does Kirk go?
Denver. If Cleveland is not set on drafting Baker Mayfield, which I feel like they are, but if they have some uncertainty, they might try to, finesse Kirk there, but Denver. That's just ideal. I mean, Paxton Lynch, Trevor Simpson, that's,
terrible.
It's both.
Awful.
I'm voting.
And I hate it for Paxton, seeing him playing back in Memphis, seeing him play there, and seeing him dominate to go to the NFL and just, I don't know if it's the mental playbook aspect or what, but, man, he just couldn't get it. So I definitely see Kirk Cousins going there.
What do you think?
I say Denver because Von Miller wants him there too. And I know the Broncos organization gonna listen to Von Miller. Come on now, Von Miller. But I don't think what you were just saying. You just said
We're listening.
Nah,
you don't listen to me, bro.
Nah, you just said a name. Mayfield.
Paxton Lynch.
Paxton
Mayfield.
Lynch.
Who you talking
Mayfield is going. To me, I think he might be going to the Saints. I think Drew Brees' era might be over because they been talking about it, but they haven't really said nothing about it.
That would be tragic if they got rid of Brees.
I don't know, though.
I mean, I can't see it.
Nowadays, it's the year of the youth. They're not really looking at, unless you're Brady and, Aaron Rodgers not really. You can't consider Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
can we dead that talk? Aaron Rodgers isn't moving anywhere.
It's kind of like the what's the saying? How do you know when it's time to retire? The rookies will tell you.
Yeah,
pretty much. They will.
So I don't.
So you really think it's Drew Brees' time?
A lot of people do. I don't want to believe because I like Drew Brees.
I love Drew Brees.
I don't see how he does because I feel like he's like Tom Brady.
Yeah,
he's going to stick in there till he can't.
And the thing about it, though, they're not going to give him credibility like that because he's not in a high pitch.
Think about this. Tom Brady, unfortunately, we have to say this, he's the GOAT. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at some point,
he's
the GOAT.
When he hangs it up, dude, we'll have to tell our kids that this guy was 40 years old and threw for 500 yards.
Yeah.
Without his top receiver.
So
in Brandon, not really top receiver in Brandon Cooks.
His second,
third, because Gronkowski's really his
third.
First.
Really, Julian Edelman didn't play all season, but
that too.
Anyway,
he was made a factor. He was made a factor.
Anyway,
yeah. So
you get the gist.
Yeah.
I don't think I was going with that.
I don't think it might. It's a 50-50 chance with Drew Brees. I mean, I like Drew Brees.
Oh, I know.
And I believe the Saints organization like him too. But if they want to look at a young quarterback, they might kick Drew Brees to the corner.
Well, I think this is a good opportunity to possibly try to find, like you said, a young guy who out of this draft, because this is a pretty good QB draft this year. Pretty good. Find somebody who's good, has an arm, to try to understudy with Drew Brees for 3 seasons.
2.
You know? 2 seasons. 2. Oh, it just depends. You know, because think about this. Like we said, Tom Brady is the GOAT. But how many times since he's turned 30 has he passed for over 5,000 yards?
I'll give you that because Drew Brees kills that.
You know how many times?
How many?
One time he's passed 5,000 yards in a season since he turned 30. How many times has Drew Brees done it? I believe the number's 4.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's still kicking. I think he's going to be like Tom Brady. You know, his time will come the season that, one, you know, God forbid he gets injured. 2, he just doesn't perform, and
like
he knows, and that's the time. But I don't think he's just going to.
He's not close to that yet.
No.
I mean, they got still out there slinging it. So,
all right, we only have a few more minutes. Let's talk Titans for just a little bit. Titans had an outstanding run this season. Outstanding run. I was a little upset myself that we got rid of Malarkey a little bit. I kind of just wanted coordinators to go and somebody else to come in because what do you want the guy to do? At some point, the guy 2 full seasons, and I know you guys have strong opinions about this. 2 full seasons as, you know, above 500, and which something we have to remember. We were competing with the Browns for last place a few seasons ago.
Definitely, you have to give him some credit.
And then we end the playoff drought and we end the playoff win drought. So to me, it's tough to see him go, but at the same time, I'm glad to see new faces. Maybe not necessarily Vrabel or Vrabel. Sorry.
Vrabel.
Maybe not necessarily Vrabel. I like the staff around him. Maybe not necessarily Vrabel. What do y'all think?
All right. First off, Malarkey got himself fired. Simply because of his unwillingness to change. He would not change for the sake of anything. Like, this is what we do, we're going to stick to it. He refused to make adjustments. I mean, his postseason, mind you, after the Chiefs game, the Titans offered him an extension. Then he gets fired because in his press conference, he literally said that he was happy with the development of Marcus Mariota and that he expected no staff changes.
And
how could you possibly say that after Mariota has had his worst season since he's been in the league?
He has regressed every
with
season.
The most talent he's ever had on the team.
And
someone is responsible.
Malarkey
he literally, that's what got him out of the door. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure John Robinson's a stand-up guy. He's fair. He's like, okay, I'll give you your credit. You led this team and they rally around you. But you're going to have to get some kind of offensive mind in here who's going to allow Mariota to take that next step.
Hey, Emmitt, I think you need to hit him with the fun fact of Mariota.
That's coming. Yeah. Oh, that's coming. Just wait on it. Trust me. I've been waiting to talk about this all year.
Yeah.
So, with the Vrabel hire, I like Vrabel personally because, for one,
2 minutes.
He's a winner. I got you. I'm gonna talk.
Wrap it up, boy.
I like Vrabel. I like Vrabel because he's a winner. He comes from that Patriot way, that Patriot mindset of winning.
Yeah.
Even Tom Brady said that Vrabel was always the smartest guy in the room. Period. So defensive scheme wise, I feel like he's gonna bring a lot to him, and he has a lot of the staff around him is phenomenal as well. And him and John Robinson have a relationship, obviously, and a connection. So they know what they're trying to do and what they're trying to establish here. Offensively, I love LaFleur as the coordinator, the Rams' offensive coordinator. This guy had Jared Goff looking amazing. They were like the highest ranking scoring offense in the league for a while, if not the whole season. They literally were the best at play action. They used it the most.
Yeah.
And we have
the
best play action quarterback in the NFL.
Bingo.
Mariota's rating when throwing play action passes is 122. His yards per throw is 11. The next closest quarterback is like 8.
Yeah.
So, however,
that's clutch.
About your boy Malarkey, we were the 16th ranked team in using play action with the best play action quarterback.
Yeah.
How?
That's crazy.
So you got to get. And Vrabel and also the defensive coordinator is also phenomenal hire as well. So I like it. I'm very happy with what we're doing. I feel like we'll definitely take that next step.
We'll leave it right there, boys. It's been fun. I enjoyed it. Guys, that's been Real Talk. Thank you. This is Real Talk signing out. See y'all.